Hello and welcome everyone, Stormy Sensei here. Tonight we're going to be playing through some more Triangle Strategy. I'm currently in the middle of my dinner. Leftover Chinese food. Hopefully everyone had a good week and is ready for the weekend. Anyway, hello there to Puffy Kong and to Ann Lazara. Alright, I'm determined. We're going to play through all of Chapter 17 tonight. You know, it's just like 5 parts long or something like that. We have like the whole night ahead of us.
Deep in the Grand Norzelian mines lay a most unexpected discovery. Crystals of pure salt.
I'm actually going to mute the mic so that I can eat during these cutscenes.
Now in possession of knowledge that could alter the course of history in Norzelia, the members of House Wolffort gather at Whiteholm Castle to discuss their next move.
Unexpected though it may be, the salt crystals are now ours. How shall we proceed?
Carefully, for it has the potential to alter the balance of power across Norzelia. This is an opportunity to reshape the realm to our benefit. We must be strategic.
It's a target on our backs is what it is. There'll be no peace for us so long as we hold them.
Hyzante will set upon us with a fury we've never known if they hear of this.
She's right. They will stop at nothing to defend their faith.
Nor will Aesfrost go quietly into the night.
Then let us prepare for when word does spread, rather than fret over how long we can keep the secret. Whether we protect the salt as ours, or find another way to use it, we must act soon.
What say you, Your Majesty?
We find ourselves at a crossroads. Not just as a kingdom, but an entire realm. Our decision will touch every life in Norzelia. I too wish to act quickly. But I beg you all for a moment alone with my thoughts.
Your caution is admirable, but ill-advised. Hesitation could cost us everything.
That much is obvious. Yet I cannot race headlong into the unknown when so much depends upon us.
Benedict, I find myself unmoored as well. I wish to hear from all present before we decide upon a course of action.
As you wish. Pray let it be swift.
Serenoa, answer me this. Can I count on you to walk the path with me, whatever it may be?
I was named Lord of House Wolffort long before I was inducted into the Saintly Seven. And I've been your friend even longer still.
Say no more. Take the others to Castle Wolffort and await my word. Likewise, inform me of any movements from Hyzante.
As you wish. Until we meet again.
Alright, let's take a look here. we could look into Central Aesfrost. The changing of the time spares no one, not even the Norzelia Consortium. Well, that's actually pretty interesting. So the Norzelian Consortium is supposed to be an independent, neutral group that was set up at the end of the Saltiron War, and they're supposed to be in charge of, basically distributing the salt throughout Norzelia. So they are kind of like the United Nations, I suppose, or something like that. The World Bank, maybe? Probably more like the World Bank. Yeah, definitely more like the World Bank. Alright, otherwise we could go to Twinsgate. Gustadolf gathers the troops at Twinsgate and rallies them by revealing that the Grand Norzelian mines and salt crystals have been taken from Aesfrost. Word of the salt crystals within the Grand Norzelian mines reaches the Hierophant's palace. I knew I couldn't trust Milo. Alright, let's go with Central Aesfrost first, followed by Hyzante, and then we'll end in Twinsgate. Back to microphone being off.
Have you heard the popular rumor, Lord Claris?
That Hyzante intends to raise an army against Glenbrook? Yes, I am familiar.
So it's reached the Consortium then. Is it true?
King Roland has only just reclaimed the Crown City with Hyzante's help, not to mention restored relations with them. Ordinarily, such a thing would be unthinkable, but the rumors are so persistent that I think something may be afoot.
For example?
I wouldn't be so restless if I had an example to give.
Aesfrost gathers its troops at Twinsgate. Might they have heard the rumors as well?
Perhaps. A battle for the very soul of Norzelia may loom on the horizon. But therein lies the opportunity for merchants like us. You can't wage war without a surfeit of supplies.
You're quite right about that.
And each shift in Norzelia's power balance opens new business opportunities.
Will the Consortium continue trading with Hyzante?
'Tis difficult to say. I believe House Wolffort's actions from here on will be key to the Consortium's decision.
House Wolffort, you say?
Indeed. They've been involved in most every conflict between the three nations on this continent. Why stop now? I shall wait and see how Lord Serenoa responds first, lest I make any hasty decisions.
So Claris there is pulling a House Telior and waiting for us to make the first move. Smart. Not gonna lie.
Ah, Milo has sent a dispatch from Glenbrook. Deep within the Grand Norzelian mines lies... It would seem salt crystals were found within.
Impossible!
The discovery of salt outside the source explains Gustadolf's recent provocations.
How can you be so calm? The teachings tell us that salt is a blessing, bestowed only upon the goddess's followers. The discovery of these salt crystals is an existential threat to Hyzante.
Salt crystals are salt too. We need only keep word of this discovery from spreading.
Of course. But how?
The Hierophant has spoken. Minister Exham, you shall raise an army and seize the Grand Norzelian mines in Hyzante's name.
The Hierophant asks us to invade Glenbrook?
Do you have another way to silence King Roland and his royal hounds in House Wolffort?
Minister Serenoa is one of us, and thus is honor-bound to heed the Hierophant's word.
There's absolutely no way that I'm going to heed the Hierophant's word here, by the way.
But we know not if he will do so, or if he will cast his lot with his precious king. You shall ask him yourself when you surround Castle Wolffort en route to the mine.
And if he resists?
You are free to deal with him, as we do with all who forsake the goddess.
It's gonna make me pretty sad to have to kill XM Marshall, because he's a pretty nice guy. In the same way that I was pretty upset to have to kill Ablora. But it is what it is.
I am gladdened to see each and every one of you, my ironclad brothers in arms, here at Twins Gate. I have asked you here to tell you of a most fortuitous discovery. We have found crystals of salt deep in the Grand Norzelian mines. Alas, Glenbrook has taken those very mines from us. What's worse, Glenbrook's esteemed House Wolffort is led by one of the saintly seven of Hyzante. They will no doubt be informed of the salt crystals, and their precious religion will be shaken to its core. I trust you can all imagine how Hyzante will respond to such an affront. They will not go quietly, but will instead seek the crystals for themselves, that their reign of terror may continue unimpeded. Therefore, we must subdue Glenbrook and seize the mines for Aesfrost if we are to counter this grave threat. But we cannot stop there, for that will only draw Hyzante to our gates. They will stop at nothing to conquer all of Norzelia in their name. The Duchy has never been in a more precarious position. But we will not yield. We subscribe to no faith, and we bend the knee for no king. We shall greet our enemies at Twins Gate with cold, hard steel. Our newest weapon, the Death's Knell, is nearly complete. With it, we shall strike back at Hyzante. The false goddess shall crumble beneath the sheer force of our iron will, and Hyzante reduced to rubble along with her. Raise your swords, my black iron heroes. Your names shall be cast in iron when the histories of this day are written. You shall be known as the defenders of Aesfrost. For Aesfrost!
Oh yes. The Death's Knell will reduce many a falsehood to rubble, dear Gustadolf.
Okay, he's now Prime Minister. Nice. uncle to Gustadolf and Frederica. He was given stewardship of the distant Twinsgate away from the Aesfrosti's seat of government. But now he's Prime Minister, though, so they didn't update his main text.
Hyzante has learned of the salt crystals. Minister Exham of the Saintly Seven wastes no time in mustering his army, which now marches on the Grand Norzelian mines. Elsewhere, Gustadolf amasses his own forces at Twinsgate in anticipation of the war to come.
Wow, we're literally in a pincer attack.
All eyes are on Glenbrook, where Roland and Serenoa's pronouncement could touch off a battle for the soul of Norzelia. After much deliberation, Roland makes his way to Castle Wolffort to inform Serenoa of the decision that now weighs heavy on his heart.
It's gonna be an interesting decision. Alright, I finished my food. I'm going to be right back. Gonna wash my hands real quick. Also, I should point out, if you've been watching the series for, since the beginning, you'll know that this is the battle theme, or like the even battle theme. Roland visits Wolffort and tells Serenoa of his decision. We don't have the scales here. It's up to Roland. But maybe Roland's convictions have been shaped by mine up until now?
I appreciate you coming all this way, Roland.
I was the one who asked for your time, so it is only natural I make the journey. I wish to tell you that I finally made up my mind.
And I would hear your decision if you were willing to share it with me.
I've long pondered over the one thing that Norzelia needs most. I thought back on the Saltiron War. 30 years have passed, yet the root of our conflict remains the same. Each nation still thinks only of itself, wishing to fill its coffers even at the expense of others. But who bears the brunt of such a war?
The people.
Exactly so. The avarice of the ruler is an existential threat to their loyal subjects.
And yet without that wealth, the people suffer just as much. They languish in poverty.
This much is obvious. But there can be no winner without a loser. Remove one, and you necessarily remove the other. If we achieve equality, we achieve peace.
And how do you propose we achieve? No. No, surely you don't mean...
He wants us to side with Hyzante.
Yes. The goddess's teachings. All can live as equals under the goddess. An authority greater than any king. The model nation was in front of us all along, Serenoa. The Holy State of Hyzante. I have decided that we must give the salt crystals in the Grand Norzelian mines to Hyzante.
And in so doing, you'll give them control of all Norzelia.
Exactly. There will be no more squabbling over salt. Norzelia will know eternal peace at last.
Unequal peace, surely. One built on the backs of a people like the Roselle, if not the Roselle themselves.
Yeah.
I am not blind to that fact. But so few will suffer for the good of so many.
No, we don't trade
Nothing in this
here.
world is perfect, Serenoa. The sacrifice of the few for the good of the many. It's the only clear answer, and one I would give every time I were asked.
Submitting to the goddess will rob you of your kingship.
He never
So
wanted
be
the
it.
king. Yeah.
My crown. My pride. They're but small prices to pay for peace.
You are truly prepared to throw it all away.
Join me, Serenoa. Let us unite Norzelia under the Holy State.
Roland, this is quite sudden.
I understand. Pray, take all the time you need. I expect Frederica will want nothing to do with this plan, seeing as it forsakes her people.
Absolutely.
I am already mourning the rift this may cause between you.
Between.
But I shall not be swayed. This will be my final act as Glenbrook's king.
He really is thinking about the rift is going to cause between me and Frederica, and not between me and Roland.
King Roland's anguish plays plainly across his face. It pains me to see him so tortured.
I'm not surprised. The future of our kingdom, to say nothing of the entire continent, rests upon his shoulders.
Pray tell, what do you intend to do about the salt crystals?
In truth, I cannot decide. Salt is too precious to be hoarded. We've a duty to share it with the people, which is...
Where the difficulty lies, yes. The source makes that all too clear. Salt lies at the heart of every war in Norzelia.
Would that the boundless salted sea of Rosellan legend still existed. We'd have no need of conflict if there were a source of salt for all.
My love, if I may, the discovery of the salt crystals has made two things plain to me. The first is that my mother spoke true in the legend she passed on to me.
And the other is that the goddess's teachings are nothing more than a lie built to constrain your people.
Just so. We are guilty of nothing. Yet the Roselle languish in the source, where they are looked down upon and forced to work until they die. Entire generations lost. Countless lives given to Hyzante's cruelty.
Oh, this is so rough.
Cruelty created to justify Hyzante's own avarice and lust for power.
Such is the ugly lie at the heart of their teachings.
One revealed by a crystal of the mineral they hold so dear. The time has come, Serenoa. The Roselle must be freed. The salt crystals have brought us to the brink of war. We can harness this unrest, incite the Roselle to rise up and rebel against their captors.
Oh.
I am with you. Believe me, I am. But you make it sound so...
easy.
Simple. Yes, I know. But the suffering of my people is so distant for everyone else. We can no longer wait for someone to do the right thing. Help isn't coming. Why else would my own mother incite rebellion? We are alone.
I swear to you, none of this feels distant to me. The Roselle live in my domain. I am betrothed to you, my dear.
It's not the same.
It couldn't feel any closer.
It could. You could be in
And
the source.
I thank the stars that I have you by my side. I do. In truth, that's why I think this time will be different. Why I'll be able to accomplish what my mother could not.
I agree. But the risk is immense. Suppose we succeed, what then? Hyzante will not let us go quietly.
Of course not.
And when that time comes, you can lead the Roselle to Centralia. Just as your mother wrote about in the book she left behind.
I thought
Beyond the Great
Centralia-
Falls and the Folk's domain at the end of the Norzelia River. The ancestral home of the Roselle.
But that's just a legend.
We've already found one legend to be rooted in truth. Perhaps this one is as well. And if not, at least you'll be safe from harm.
I doubt Benedict will share our feelings, though. Abandoning all we've built to embark on a journey fraught with danger in search of a legend. Yet no matter how perilous the path ahead, I would happily walk it at your side.
So then there's got to be one final person we talk to. Probably Benedict wants us to side with Aesfrost.
I trust you understand what a monumental effect the discovery of these salt crystals will have on Norzelia's history. Whatever course of action we choose will determine whether House Wolffort leaves a legacy in that history, or is expunged from it.
Yep.
How would you proceed, Benedict?
I would do all I could to keep it from falling into Hyzante's hands. They already control the source. With the crystals in hand, they will solidify their grip on the realm and in time dominate it. The siren song of a false equality under their goddess shall blanket the land, claiming every domain and its people.
Even though they count me among the Saintly Seven.
Even then, for that matters little when the equality they espouse is dictated by the goddess, or should I say, the Hierophant. In the end, they will have the same life and death control over all Norzelia that they now hold over the Roselle.
And our wounds from the battle with Aesfrost have only begun to heal. Hyzante will destroy us if we wage war against them in our current state.
But they stand little chance against us if we ally with Aesfrost.
The people that killed our king?
Ally with Aesfrost? Are you of sound mind, Benedict?
Quite. Think about it for a moment. Aesfrost wants nothing more than to loosen Hyzante's grip. They will go to war if it means control of the salt crystals.
Our interests are broadly aligned, yes, but...
Aesfrost has been building toward precisely that purpose for some time now.
You speak of the Death Knell, the weapon that Cordelia mentioned.
Precisely. A weapon capable of reducing the goddess's shield to rubble, leaving Hyzante's capital ripe for the taking. Without that weapon, we cannot win. You need only say the word, and I shall convince Aesfrost to join our side.
I appreciate your candor, Benedict, and I do not doubt you could secure Aesfrost's cooperation.
It would be very easy, I'd imagine.
But I fear the harder fight is within our own domain. King Roland's heart will not be easily won.
I bid you listen closely and calmly to what I'm about to
You
ask.
should be king.
From whence this somber tone?
Do you believe King Roland is fit to rule?
What are you implying?
Decorum is of little use when the fate of our realm is at stake, Lord Serenoa. Are you content to spend the rest of your life in servitude to another?
Not another word, Benedict. Roland is more than my king. He is my friend.
And you are Lord of House Wolffort, whose military prowess is known to all Norzelia. not the guard dog of Glenbrook and Hyzante. What else are you here to do, if not to protect your house and keep its banner aloft? But you have the potential for so much more. All Norzelia could be yours if you but desired it.
Treason, if not outright regicide. These are your suggestions.
I'm pretty sure
Of
Roland would
course not.
abdicate
The
the
blood in
throne.
your veins and the royal family's ring are claim enough to the throne. There is no need for violence.
I told you not to speak of that again.
But you did not tell me to forget. The time to reckon with your lineage draws near. You must make a...
I've heard enough. Leave me.
Just know that I will do anything you ask of me, Lord Serenoa. I pray that you make the right choice. Not only for House Wolffort, but for yourself.
Alright, those are our choices. And we're just gonna hop right into it, huh? Before we do that, let's take a look at the encampment. Hey there, Seikyo. I got just deleted in Persona 4 Arena Ultimate. I just need some more practice then. Random players' nature are scary. I mean, it makes sense. Why would she make fun of you? That story makes sense. Grand Dante, that was his name. I was trying to remember what it was earlier. Poor Trish. She was cheated out of a bunch of levels last game. Or last mission. Alright, let's go for a desperate assault here. Climb up the valley walls and defeat the enemy. Take care to avoid the ranged attacks. Defeat the enemy commander, so we don't need to defeat all of them, just one of them. That's pretty cool. I'm guessing that's the commander right there. That's really, really powerful. 259 power. There's like no other attack I've ever seen that does that much. They have multiple Huettes, Aesfrost Hawkbow, Aesfrosty Hawkbow, the Hawk Knights, some healers, another Hawk Knight. On the right side they're pretty slow, so I don't really need to worry too much about them. So we kind of have to use Yens here.
I'll give it a try.
To make a ladder for us. And then from there, we're going to just use all our weak characters.
As you will.
You got it.
Shall we?
Leave it to me.
Time for a bruising.
So Yens, we'll start here. Make a ladder for us. That'll be great. And then we'll put all of the slow characters over here. Well, the characters with higher magic resistance will be over here. I'm pretty sure the Streamlabs is down today. Streamlabs dead as usual.
I'll give it my best. If I can just get over there.
Charge!
Wow, that archer's able to hit me? For real?
For my kingdom!
Didn't see that coming.
Raise morale.
There is no mercy on the battlefield. All for victory.
Right then. What's next?
I'll always ask how Roland's horse can use the ladder. I think you asked too many questions.
do my utmost.
You're so useless.
They leave me no choice. I'm here to help.
At least you leveled up. That was what you're supposed to do.
Let the show begin! Let's see!
I was always wondering about that. Life magic plus poison. Let's see what it does.
I fight for peace.
Blinding arrow isn't so bad.
Serenoa!
No, Frederica does not get to have a turn.
Yeah. Time for some research.
I see through you. To further the arcane arts.
I stand ready.
Over here! You cannot impede progress! Combat is not Lionel's forte.
So it comes to battle. I've got it.
Maybe I should have pushed him towards this.
I really feel like I've grown.
Didn't see that coming.
What are you healing? I feel like I just kind of die if I do that.
My turn. My lance strikes true.
I see a path to victory. You were overconfident.
Point me at him!
That worked, huh?
You have a
I'll do my
guaranteed crit
utmost.
for back attacks, and the rest of it depends on your luck stat.
I'll do my best. I still got lots to learn.
Hey there, Alex, the Canadian kid.
Ouch!
Where was I?
A cold wind blows.
I stand ready.
Oh, so close. I bet he knew. Will this do damage? That's a height difference of 2. So yeah, it should work.
Out of my way! I've mastered something new.
Profit comes to the prepared.
So it comes to battle. How about this?
Delay the archer's turn because he's the only one that can kill my tank in one hit. Ian's is kind of pretty important here, so I'm gonna keep him kind of alive.
This ain't good.
You are so useless this battle.
All right! And have another! My turn. Huh!
I'll do my utmost. Here you go.
You're a lifesaver.
Lost our decoy.
Let us pry out their weakness. we make it up here.
Which road is this? Hey there, electrical lunatic. We are doing a mental mock battle right now. But we are in chapter 17, part 1. And we haven't made any major decisions yet. We just learned about, you know, the 3 possible routes. I haven't actually done anything yet.
Taste my shield! Painful, wasn't it?
I'll end you! Bullseye!
Taste my shield!
Where are the arrows telling me, okay, it's this archer that could hit me. There's really no escape from this, so I'll just wait here. I can move up a little bit.
I'll show you what I can do.
Should probably heal Lionel. I really should, but I can really hurt this guy instead.
Ready to see it.
You'll be fine, Lionel.
Ready or not, here I come!
That was a good one. I'm not even mad about that. That was well set up.
Where was I?
If Lionel may.
My research bears fruit.
Hey there, Matthias.
I fight on.
What am I able to shield bash this guy? 40? That's actually not that bad.
Over here!
Yeah, it would have been nice if I had gotten that, but it's okay if I didn't.
This calls for wit. Yeah!
Over here!
He's just given up. They're not going to move towards us.
It's time. Aim and...
This ain't good. What are you and your cups about?
My wounds are healed.
Well, that seems more like a prequel
Well,
or like a mobile
congratulations are in
game.
order.
Like they're doing with Bravely Default and with Octopath Traveler.
For victory! It ends here! Have another!
I feel like I
Whatever
can use
it
something
takes.
here. Maybe a restore.
done.
I am at your back!
Why do you have so much TP? That hurt. I'm glad that I used that restore there.
I shall try my level best. I have your back.
Hey there, Asimov.
Right then. What's next?
You gotta get that sleep. You gotta prepare for your big day tomorrow. Tourney time.
Yeah! Bullseye!
On it!
Ain't nothing I can't do!
If only I had one more TP, that's all I need. Can I actually hit this? Whoa, I can't believe I can actually hit that.
Hold your applause!
I hope you're watching, Grandfather.
Which means that I can actually get this kill. Nice.
Lightning!
Where was I?
Alright, mages are down. Alright, the idea is we're gonna get Corentin up here, whether he's gonna wall off the enemy.
I tried.
Wow, one shot.
My time has come.
I mean, I may as well just like go for it. 40% chance. If I just keep on hitting it, then I'll eventually get it.
You dare
And once he's furied, I can actually lure him way off of the like where we can just lure him away basically. So that he's forced to run towards us.
Perhaps we can strike a deal?
I had like one more space over. That's okay. I'll use this turn to like heal or something. It's whatever. It's free experience points either way. I don't even use these characters.
Free of charge!
Thanks!
Lionel's coin purse grows heavier!
Didn't see that coming. Ain't over yet.
Thanks.
We actually want to clear the way for him here.
I'll give it my best.
Or should I go for the attack? No, I think that it's fine. I'll do a spring trap here. I wish I could put a spring trap like over there. Let's see. I don't know if he'll fall all the way off. He might just fall down this one level instead. Which will also be a fine thing that'll happen.
This is my way of doing things.
Mobile games are lame unless they're remakes of old school RPGs. I mean, I agree, but that's likely what's going to happen.
I won't lose.
I see a path to victory.
I'm cutting you off. Point me at him.
my lead.
Ready or not, here I come!
I kind of don't want to hit him in the back. I want to hit him from the side. Oh well, I guess I can't. There we go.
Time for some research.
I see through you.
I hope you're watching, Grandfather. Don't be afraid.
We still have another turn of him being completely paralyzed here.
Did it.
Or not paralyzed, but furied. So like nothing that he does here should matter.
Are you in need?
I actually can't even get hit here, right? Let's use aerial assault here.
I won't stand for it!
And then just move back to safety. He's our most damage dealing character. Is he able to hit us from here? No, he's not actually. Oh wait, but I can't actually do anything with Lionel here. In fact, all these characters up here are useless right now. So we'll be more cautious here.
Perhaps we can strike a deal?
Stop the healers from healing.
Lionel can do.
That mage is probably going to kill Lionel and also Piccoletta.
Didn't see that coming.
Well, they won't kill Lionel at least.
Ain't over yet.
You'll be well compensated.
Bring back Streamlabs or Cheesy gets it. Ah well.
So it comes to battle.
GG's. Let's see. I want him to... What do I want him to end up being? It's actually fine right there. So then, what do I want to actually do here? I want to protect Roland. So that then when this guy moves over, he won't be able to do anything.
This is my way of doing things.
That was close.
He still almost died.
I see a path to victory.
Let's see. Archer. What's my range on my attack? 2? Okay.
This should do.
Point me at him!
My stratagem is superior.
I probably would have been better to just use Yin's
I'll
there.
show you what I can do.
Arletta moves.
Follow my lead.
When to next?
Why can't I hit him? Like, I feel like I should be able to hit him there. Alright, where can I hit him from? Quentin gets his turn after this, so then, yeah, he's definitely going to kill him. Nice job.
I struck true.
Time for some research.
I see through you. To further the arcane arts.
That wasn't so bad. We lost like 2 characters, right? 1? Oh yeah, we lost Frederica and we lost Medina. That was not very much in terms of spoils. Granted, we didn't kill most of the enemies, which maybe we could have. We definitely could have if we used our real team, but... Yeah, well, I was promised quality fiber. I guess that's what that spoil was, way up on top. Still got 2,000 gold though, so that's pretty good. That'd be pretty nice to have. Superior iron, superior stone. 3 quality stone, that would actually be even better. Well, it wouldn't be better, but it would be good. 3 quality stone. Superior iron, superior stone. It's gonna be so tanky. Oh, that's so good though. Decrease the TP cost to provoke by 1. He could provoke every single turn. Becomes invincible and infuriate all enemies within range for 1 turn. All of these are good, like every single one of them. I like some of the recruited characters. I'm gonna go with this one first. We gotta get all of these eventually though. Imagine infuriating all the enemies that are nearby but also being invincible. Like they all want to attack you, but they do no damage. You guys really want that Streamlabs, huh? Let's see if I can bring it back. Sometimes when I do this, it shuts down my Streamlabs. Hopefully this isn't one of those times. Like, the stream keeps on going, but Streamlabs just dies, and so I can't change scenes or anything like that. Where's that bot? There he is. Alright, Streamlabs should be back now. We all know this is really about Stormy anyway. I don't know why you care so much about Streamlabs. Let's go make our decision. Oh, we actually get some character stories before we do that, though. Frederica has an important matter to discuss with Gila.
Lord Serenoa never ceases to amaze me. Despite all the hours he dedicates to his duties, he looks none the worse for wear.
Even so, I am certain it takes its toll on him. He wants to set an example for his people and those who serve him, and wishes not to worry them over his condition. Excuse me, Serenoa, but is there anything I could do to help?
Frederica, my apologies for the delay. The citizen's petition will require a bit more time, so why don't you and Gila return home ahead of me?
I see, if you insist. But please do not push yourself too hard, Serenoa.
I shan't. Thank you, Frederica.
Of course.
Is something the matter? It's rare of you to sign like that.
Did I? Oh my.
It looks like something's troubling you. If you wish to talk about it, I am happy to lend an ear.
Well, to be perfectly honest, I sometimes wonder if I can go on like this.
Are things not going well with Lord Serenoa?
No! Serenoa is as kind and gentle as ever. It is my own self I have doubts about. I cannot help but wonder if I am truly of any use to him.
Since Lord Serenoa is always working so hard, why not give him a tonic to boost his vitality? I purchased one from a merchant not long ago. It should chase all his fatigue away.
A good idea to be sure, but the fact remains it is not me myself that is serving him.
Then how about preparing a meal for him? Something nutritious to fill him with vim and vigor.
Me? Cook?
Yes. I'm certain he would be delighted by anything that you make.
But I've never cooked before. I doubt anything I make would suffice.
You won't know until you try. Besides, what matters isn't the result, but the feeling behind it.
She really is the daughter of the Archduke.
Use this cookbook. I'm sure you will find a recipe or two to your liking.
She's a fire mage. She should be fine.
Now then, which of these would Serenoa enjoy?
You're waiting for the 500-hour special? What game do you want me to play for the 500-hour special? Oh, we actually got Piccoletta to get a character story here. Beneath the starry skies, Piccoletta recounts her time at the circus.
Wow, the stars are so pretty. They're always so bright, no matter where I go.
You were in a circus, right, Piccoletta?
Yep. We performed in all kinds of places together. The people in the circus were from all over too. There were people from Glenbrook, people from Hyzante. But when the war started, the circus broke up. Our circus master was from Aesfrost, and he said he had to go and fight for his country. Even the poor animals were all taken away. They were like my family.
Oh boy.
Piccoletta.
But I won't give up. I'll help you in this war, and then I'll bring back my circus troupe.
I believe in you, Piccoletta. But to do that, you'll need to build up your strength. And look, it's almost time to eat.
Yay! Let's eat together again today.
Nice. I like how you say think about all the times that Kirby has been there for you, but every time I play as Kirby, I'm constantly complaining about how Kirby's letting me down constantly. Alright, let's see what new dialogue branches they have here. Oh wait, Frederica actually won't have any new dialogue because she isn't in the encampment, but Piccoletta will. He's gonna bring back my circus, you'll see. Hope my family is okay, I miss them sometimes. You know, I went to see the stars the other day. I really love Jula, she's always so nice to me. Right, those are our 3 new things. Alright, let's get this thing going. Once again, House Wolffort stands before their diverging paths. The time has come to lay their convictions bare before the scales and make their greatest decision yet. This story is approaching a turning point. It is recommended that you save your current progress. Wow, that's really crazy that they, like, we're really in the end game here, huh?
You are certain Hyzante's army marches for the Grand Norzelian mines?
There is no doubt.
They've heard word of the crystals.
It was only a matter of time. We knew this.
Yeah, but it didn't take any time at all.
Aesfrost's army gathers at Twinsgate as well.
War's breaking out over this thing, and we've got to be ready.
How will Glenbrook respond, King Roland?
There's no need to prepare for war. I have decided that we will surrender the salt crystals to the Holy State of Hyzante.
Nope.
What?
Furthermore, I hereby declare that the Kingdom of Glenbrook and its people shall submit to the goddess and her teachings.
Dang, he is the worst king
There's no
ever.
way to bring happiness to all Norzelia with the salt crystals. Which is why I have chosen a path that will allow the greatest number of people to live in equality and harmony.
How could you? Do you not see that Hyzante's dominion over Norzelia's salt is why we are in conflict already? Is the suffering of the Rosal not proof enough that the goddess's vaunted equality is a lie?
She speaks the truth, my king. Handing over the salt crystals is tantamount to giving Hyzante's goddess free reign of Norzelia. Will you so readily surrender the realm to the Hierophant?
I acknowledge the abdication of my kingdom and kingship alike. A small price to pay in my eyes, in exchange for the security and prosperity of the many.
And the sacrifice of the Rosal, is that a small price to you?
Oof.
It is.
Oof.
How could you say such a thing to my face?
I, for one, oppose. I would prefer to ally with Aesfrost and strike back at Hyzante. The salt deposits within the mines give us the leverage we need to convince Gustadolf to join us.
Roland's not going to be happy about that.
Ally with Aesfrost? You dare suggest we ally with the man who murdered my father?
I see no reason why we should not. You proposed abdicating the throne for the sake of the kingdom and its people. So you should have no trouble putting aside your own feelings and judging this matter dispassionately.
Yeah, it's a small price to pay, right, Roland?
Cannot believe my own ears. I will not have you lecture me on feelings when it is not your father he murdered.
None of you can see beyond your own grievances. It's no wonder my people have suffered for generations. We're told to believe in the goddess, while our own lives are thrown away to make a few more grains of your precious salt. And now, even with proof that the goddess is a lie, you would watch us dig our own graves for your comfort.
Lady Frederica, please. We shall speak of the Roselle in due time.
No, now's the time.
No, I've heard that before. Your due time is never, and I will not have you cast us aside for another 3 decades or more. All else is in disarray. If Hyzante seizes the salt crystals, we forfeit the best opportunity in decades to free my people. We know the truth. We must act upon it. We must be a light in the darkness.
We cannot afford to dilute our forces when the enemy marches on us as we speak.
So we are a distraction to you?
I am merely being rational. Liberating the Roselle would be extremely dangerous. We cannot take such a risk. Suppose we succeed. How do you propose we fend off the fury Hyzante will rain down upon us?
Aesfrost would pounce on us, sensing weakness at the undue burden we've taken upon ourselves.
Precisely. We would be without allies and ripe for the taking.
There is another way.
And what, pray tell, would that be?
We set out alongside the Roselle in search of Centralia.
Centralia is a myth.
So are the salt crystals.
The legends of my people are true.
I care not one whit if they are. I will hear no talk of forsaking the Wolffort domain.
Silence! I have heard enough to know where each of you stand. Do you all hold the courage of your own convictions?
I do.
Nothing I've heard here has swayed me.
I feel the same.
Very well.
Scales
but know that a choice must be made.
Final time.
There can only be one way forward. Face the scales of conviction and prepare to make peace with the outcome.
So, I get a feeling that we're going to lose some party members here. The vote we take today may well open a rift between us. Nevertheless, I must proceed and I'm prepared to accept the outcome. Yeah, they are definitely we're definitely losing party members here. I wonder what would happen if I were to just, like, let the vote happen without persuading anyone. I actually am thinking about doing a do nothing playthrough, where I don't convince anyone, I don't explore at all, and I just want to see what happens. To think, King Roland, Lady Frederica, and Sir Benedict's convictions would diverge so greatly after all this time. Just between you and me, Lord Serenoa, what do you make of their plans? I believe the Benedict plans to use Aesfrost's ideals of freedom to ascend to the top of all Norzelia. I think Roland intends to put his personal feelings aside to bring peace and equality to all. Frederica's wish is a human one. She desires to liberate those who have been cruelly oppressed. They're all true. In reality, humans usually only act in their own best interest, even if it means turning a blind eye to the suffering of others. Lady Frederica is a strong woman to stand up for what is right. I couldn't agree more. Ignoring their plight now would be shameful, especially knowing what we do about their innocence. Everyone's choices are deeply rooted in their convictions. It makes me wonder if they'll be able to abide by the Scale's decisions. Oh, we're losing 2 teammates here. I thought, because like you would think maybe we would lose 1. Like you lose Benedict if you go with Frederica, you lose Roland if you go with Benedict, you lose Frederica if you go with Roland. It will follow you to lead everyone down the right path. Of course, I wish for all of us to walk astride the same path as we always have. Interesting enough, everyone else is undecided. I thought that each person would side with their person. So like I would expect Huette to side with Roland and for Gila to side with Frederica and Anna to side with Benedict. I'm almost terrified to find out which way the scales will tip. I pray House Wolffort makes the right decision. Oh, don't worry, we will. We always make the right decision. I'm not even allowed to visit the town. Like, this is endgame. Serenoa, I cannot help but feel that our greatest battle lies ahead, regardless of which path you choose. I know that this may not be the best time to say so, but my wife gave birth to our first child a few days ago. Whew. Yikes. We must pull together if we are to emerge victorious. I ask you to see us through to a final battle. I will not force you to march with us. I only ask that you act according to your own convictions. You are a father before a soldier. It is your duty to protect your own house before that of Wolffort. Might have time to think about it. Of course, the path before me diverges as well. I must take the time to think before making a decision. Let us both choose a path and leave us with no regrets. Thank you, Lord Serenoa. It is an honor to call you my lord. What a heavy thing here.
Serenoa.
The Roselle will continue to suffer. 'Tis true, but this is the end war as we know it, and countless more will live at peace as equals.
I have made my decision.
I will see this done, not just for the people of Glenbrook, but for all of Norzelia. Roland, you are the king. Surely cooperation with Hyzante need not mean to forfeit the kingdom.
I think not.
That is where you are wrong, my friend. My time on the throne has shown me that the people will need a force more powerful than any king to show them the way. There are many paths that lead us to war, Roland. Cooperating with Aesfrost, for instance. End the war by allying with the very Archduke who set this in motion? No, cooperating with Hyzante ends nothing. With that tyrant ends nothing. His avarice has brought nothing but pain and suffering to this land.
Moreover,
if anyone understood the tortuous path I've taken to arrive at the decision, I thought it would be you, Serenoa. Roland's resolve is steadfast. Your words have no power here.
Serenoa.
You know, I feel like if we were to actually think about this, we would probably give the salt crystals to Hyzante in exchange for the Roselle. I think that would be a very reasonable thing to do. But I don't really think that's going to really work out here.
My lord.
Like, there's no reason for us to have to leave Norzelia and go to Centralia. And also, I did bring up earlier that, like, it was kind of interesting, the geography of the area. How we never got to see what was at the end of that river. And turns out that the end of that river is Centralia. And, like, it's Centralia, and then Norzelia, north. So, like, I wonder... I don't remember what the continent of Octopath Traveler was, but that was also a nation that was kind of central, and you couldn't tell where on the map things were, and you couldn't see what was too far to the north or too far east or west or whatever. But there's a pretty good chance that they all live in the same universe. Maybe, because in Octopath Traveler there are actual monsters, and there are no monsters in Triangle Strategy. Anyway, we share a common goal with Aesfrost at the moment. It is incumbent upon us to seize the opportunity to rid Norzelia of Hyzante for good. Indeed, the salt crystals make an alliance with Aesfrost possible, but Roland would never assent to it. He feels the weight of the crown, underestimates his own abilities, and has allowed his hatred for Gustadolf to cloud his judgment. I sympathize, but those matters should have no bearing in the welfare of the house. Perhaps you are right. But then what of Frederica's vision? Do you consider her plan do you concede that her plans concerns our house?
Quite impossible.
I concede nothing, for her strategy is out of question. She asked us to forfeit all we have fought for to build in this domain. How can I reasonably entertain such a proposition? And you'll brook no argument otherwise? None.
We must decide.
May I remind you that you are Lord of House Wolffort, your duty to your people above all else.
I believe I've reached a decision.
This moment requires a dispassionate mind. I pray you have one. Benedict's resolve is steadfast. Your words have no power here. Last steadfast resolve
Serenoa.
here. Only we can free the Roselle and expose the lie that has kept them in bondage these many years. However, we must move quickly while their gaze is fixed upon the salt crystals. I believe we can succeed. I hear your plea, yet I cannot help but wonder if you wish to act with too much haste.
But...
I know not what I can do to prove to you that I have thought this through. I swear to you, this is no fit of pique. Benedict's stratagem may also provide the chance to strike at Hyzante. Would that not be enough? It also prolongs this war, and thus the immense suffering of my people. Even if we do prevail, you know as well as I do that my brother is not a merciful man. He'll not spare so much as a thought for the weak. That much is true. The Roselle's plight would then be buried once more, and the negotiations begin between nations. Once more amid negotiations between the nations. Do you see? The time is now, and only we have the power to save them. Power we forfeit if we assent to Roland's plan.
I have decided.
His is the one vision for our future I cannot abide. Perhaps my concerns seem narrow when all of Norzelia is at stake, but I know you can save my brothers and sisters. I beg you consider it. Frederica's resolve is steadfast. Your words have no power here. What a powerful little text box. Your reserve is steadfast. The resolve is steadfast. Your powers have no words here. Alright, let's start with the people that we can actually convince. Let's start with Anna.
Lord Serenoa.
Benedict and King Roland's would march us to war. Frederica would see Hyzante haunt us for all eternity. Perhaps her vision is not so different. So let's come to this. Ally with a one-time opponent or flee with the Roselle.
However...
Bold proposals all. Our tactics must be flawless. I wish to place my faith in Frederica's vision. It may take effort, but this one can be swayed. So you assent to Frederica's vision for the future? War is coming, a war for all in Norzelia. Also, I should probably ask, if we try to get everyone to go with Frederica and we fail, should we just go along with it and just see how it works, how it plays out? Well, now if we give the Salt Crystal to Hyzante, I'm soft resetting. Like, that's like definitely not going to happen. But if they side with Benedict, then maybe I'll just let it happen. I won't soft reset for that, probably. A war is coming, a war for all in Norzelia, and you would forfeit your role in it? Oh wow, that's so true. If the Dusknell and Elfric are unleashed on the battlefield, the casualties will eclipse any war that's come before. That's kind of super true. Like, they have a ballistas on one side, or maybe they're like not even ballistas. They could be cannonballs actually, because that would make sense if they have explosions plus iron. And actually, I think the cannonballs would actually be able to break the goddess's shield. And then the Elfric is just like straight up magic explosions. One single crystal is able to blow up an entire like military ship. It's better no time to free the Roselle than now, while Aesfrost and Hyzante squabble over the salt crystals. This is how we end the war. Hyzante will crumble once we free the Roselle. That is totally not true.
Perhaps.
The Dusknell and the Elfric, the casualties would be immense. I had not considered that they might be unleashed simultaneously. The stakes warrant it, whether they are complete or not. We have already shown them the way by using Elfric in battle. Precisely. They will undoubtedly both be employed.
Then?
Unprecedented destruction is all that awaits us here. A war whose victor will rule over a pile of ash. Oh man, that's so bleak. And I will not be party to such devastation. I think it is far more productive uses for such power. I see your reasoning. I confess I thought only in terms of the battles past. So much so that I forgot avoiding battle was ever an option. We might have gotten Anna. That's pretty cool. Alright, next up, we got Eridor.
Aye, lad.
Our sweat and blood fed this land. I don't think I'm going to be able to convince Eridor. He's probably going to want to side with Benedict here. I see no reason why we should surrender it to all of Hyzante. Built it into a proper domain. I see no reason why we should give it all to Hyzante. And Lady Frederica, while I sympathize, asks that we risk everything for the sake of the Roselle.
Here's what I think.
Benedict's got the right of it. I knew that he was going to side with Benedict. But even that doesn't quite quiet the nagging feeling every time I think about our options. This one should listen to reason, this one should listen to reason, and this one should listen to reason. Alright. I wish to place my faith in Frederica's vision. How can we possibly support Lady Frederica's vision? Have you gone mad? This war will never end so long as we hold the salt crystals. We must relinquish them and break the cycle of violence. I wish to carry on, nay, surpass my father's legacy of protecting the Roselle. I need you with me here, Eridor. Outdo your own father. Meaning what exactly? Do more for the Roselle than he did? I know things aren't what they were during the Saltiron War, but it is not House Wolffort's duty to come to the aids of those in need. Are we not to fight injustice and tyranny wheresoever it may be? He dare invoke Lord Simon's own words? I cannot do this alone, Eridor. The risks are too great. Only if House Wolffort unites as one, we have a chance to succeed. I hear you, lad.
And so?
Just give me a moment to sit with what you've just said. I'm shaky on Eridor. I don't know if we made it. Gila should be fine. What is Huette going to think? Like, Huette is sworn as part of the Kingsguard to be Roland's sole liege, or Roland is her sole liege, but like he's trying to give that up. No way that Huette wants to go along with that.
However,
here we stand after a bitter fight to reclaim the crown city, only for the king to speak of forsaking it. As his subject, it is my duty to follow his decree, and yet... My lord, the choice between us feels immense. I am utterly adrift. Pray, tell me how you see the proposal from King Roland and the others. I need your guidance. Last one is, negotiating may yet prove fruitful. But let's go with, I wish to place my faith in Frederica's vision, as we always do. You've taken Frederica's side in all of this? What fascination do the Roselle hold for you, my lord? Frederica's shown me a future in which no one is beholden to Salt, or indeed to any nation. There is no better time to free Roselle than now, while Aesfrost and Hyzante squabble over the salt crystals.
I wonder about that.
Oh no. Would that you answer the question I asked, my lord. I say again, what fascination do the Roselle hold for you? And what makes it worth the lives of your people and the sanctity of your domain? We know that the Roselle are but exploited innocents. I cannot turn a blind eye to their suffering. They deserve justice, Huette.
But...
Yes, Hyzante sits suspended atop a web of lies, but setting them right will ruin the people of House Wolffort's domain. And a true lord does not forsake his people. She appears indifferent to my plea. Unfortunate. I was not able to convince Huette. So she's going to go with Benedict. And maybe Eridor is also going to go with Benedict. Gila's our last hope, and I think that she's going to side with Frederica here.
What do you need?
So I think that we'll be fine. I think there's going to end up being a 0 for Roland, 2 for Benedict, and 4 for Frederica. Each path before us demands a great sacrifice in exchange for a great reward. I am sure King Roland, Benedict, and Frederica have agonized over their proposals. So now must we agonize over their decisions. You can't get a tie because there are 7 people. It's like the genius of this game that there are 7 tokens and at most 3 decisions. At worst you would get 3, 2, and 2. And if there are 2 decisions, you would at worst get 4 and 3. I must say I'm surprised by your support for Frederica's vision. I've been by her side for years, but even I must admit it is rather hopeful if I'm being charitable. Perhaps you see something I do not? Norzelia will forever be plagued by war. I wish to leave this place and create a new nation that knows only peace. Oof, why would I go with that other one, with that last option? Norzelia will forever be plagued by war. I wish to leave this place and create a new nation that knows only peace. My father has defended the Roselle all these years, and I intend to carry on his legacy. It's top one. You mean to forsake not only your domain, but all Norzelia?
I don't know.
I can see that Hyzante would not admit defeat should we manage to free the Roselle. Do you truly believe that searching for Centralia and starting anew will prove any easier? I do, though I acknowledge it is far easier said than done.
Uh-huh.
I should say so. It sounds like a daydream, if I may speak so plainly.
I don't know.
Yet the world is vast and full of wonders. I cannot in good faith argue that Centralia does not exist. Perhaps forging ahead is the only answer. May it lead us to the future you dream of, if that is what you desire. If nothing else, as Frederica's attempted, I must say that it warms my heart to see you exploit her so diligently. You must truly love her. I don't think I got the result that I wanted here. But we have no choice but to go into the voting phase here. As long as Roland doesn't win.
It is time to cast our votes. The opinions before us are many. Roland's, Frederica's, Benedict's. Which to choose?
Oh, you're right, it could go 3-1-3. That'd be pretty messed up.
Approach the scales of conviction with your token at the ready.
Alright, moment of truth.
I agree wholeheartedly.
Oh, thank goodness. I think we win this, and I should also go with this. That should be a majority.
You have my vote.
I cannot be swayed.
Uh-oh.
I'm with you.
Oh, okay. Alright, 4-2-1. Or 4-1-2, actually, I think.
The scales of conviction will illuminate the path we've chosen.
Wow, Hewitt actually went along with Roland.
The way forward is decided.
Man, Evil Stormy's playthrough is going to be very interesting.
Frederica's dream is worth realizing. We will free the Roselle from the source.
If griefs could passion move, completed. Yep, we're just gonna have only one save file. We're gonna be brave here.
A tumultuous meeting exposes a yawning chasm between Roland, Frederica, and Benedict's visions for the future. Yet only one will emerge victorious, for such is the custom of House Wolffort. As ever, the scales of conviction have the final word. The time has come for judgments to be rendered, and leaders to steel themselves for the outcome.
Chapter 17, Part 2. One last request.
We've chosen our path. We are to free the Roselle being held in Hyzante's source.
You have chosen the one path I cannot take.
I understand your disappointment, Benedict, but the scales have spoken. And so I ask for your wisdom. Help us find a way to free the Roselle.
Hyzante will destroy everything you hold dear if you attempt to free them. That way lies ruin. Your choice is to turn your back on this house, to cast aside your land and the people who have built their lives upon it. I will not, I cannot endorse such betrayal.
I agree that we will be ill-prepared to defend the domain this way. Should that come to pass, I am prepared to flee with the Roselle and search for Centralia. They say it is home to a boundless salted sea. Surely a land where none need fight for salt is a land worth seeking. This is an opportunity, Benedict. We could find a new home instead of fighting the wars of old yet again.
Why not channel that resolve to lead the people of Norzelia as their king?
Everyone's like, wait, what? King?
You hold the power and the might. You lack only the will. With the salt crystals in hand, you shall ascend the throne. I shall see to it that you are coronated. Then we can liberate the Roselle, or whatever else your heart desires.
Liberate the Roselle, or whatever else. I never dreamed I would hear such callous words fall from your lips.
I stand by them. I care only that you and the legacy of House Wolffort are safe and secure. I shall offer my counsel by force, if needed.
You don't mean to fight the lad.
Benedict, you're so underleveled.
Stand down, Benedict.
No, Anna. This is a challenge that I must accept.
I think I would honestly lose to Frederica if I fought her. I put so much power into her.
I beg you to reconsider. If you mean to proceed with this folly, then you will do so over my dead body. You can do so much more, Lord Serenoa. The salt crystals give you the upper hand. Aesfrost and Hyzante would bend the knee to you. You could unite all Norzelia under your rule.
I'm kind of glad that I did not really use Benedict very much, and I didn't upgrade him very much either. Like, I put some speed into him, so I used the materials for that, but like... yeah, I didn't really use him because, like, you know, he doesn't do that much damage, and he doesn't really increase the damage of other characters by enough to warrant wasting another turn. I am a little disappointed though, because one thing that I wanted to try is I wanted to have Eredor use on the attack, and then have Benedict use Bulwark, and see if you end up with neutral defense, less defense, or more defense. But I guess we'll never get to test that. I should have definitely, I was like thinking at the beginning of the stream, like, oh, I'm gonna try all this combat stuff that I have a couple of things on my list of things that I want to try in combat, just to see how different interactions work. But this is gonna be one that I just won't be able to do. Oh well.
You were right about me, Benedict. I lack the will. I have no desire to rule Norzelia. I wish to see an oppressed people set free and nothing more.
At what cost? Would you see your loyal subjects conquered by another nation?
I would forfeit my lordship. The people of Wolffort will endure without me. The Roselle have no such champion for their cause. We are the only ones who can set them free.
Give me the order, and I shall reduce Hyzante to rubble. Then they shall be free.
The ensuing battle will only breed further resentment, or worse, displace others who will be treated like the Roselle. War cannot solve every problem, and our liberation of the Roselle shall prove as much.
So, you now take blind counsel from your betrothed. To think that an arranged marriage would lead to this folly.
Ooh, them's fighting words.
Enough! I came to this conclusion of my own free will. I have seen the challenges that face Norzelia, and this is how I choose to respond.
You are every inch Lady Destra's child. Your compassion steers you headlong into every conflict. Alas, compassion is easily trampled. It can only exist so long as it has an army at its back. My patience grows thin, Lord Serenoa. The salt crystals give you the power to bring peace to Norzelia.
You're wrong. It is little more than the catalyst for another protracted war.
Yep.
A war we can win. Let me lead you to victory.
There is always a war to be won. Do you not see the cycle at work? I will break that cycle and use my power to liberate the oppressed.
You talk of fleeing from your duty, of pure fantasy.
There is always a war to be won. Do you not see the cycle at work? I will break that cycle and use my power to liberate the oppressed. We need you, Benedict. Why can you not put our differences aside?
This is absurd. You race toward your own destruction, and I will not be party to it. Lord Simone entrusted me with the future of this house. And I swore an oath to Lady Destra that I would protect you no matter what the cost.
You are shackled to the past, Benedict.
I would call it loyalty.
And it has come to this. For the sake of our future, I must strike you down.
Prepare yourself. You came, you missed.
Oh, we don't actually get to fight. Okay.
Here!
You came, you missed. I yield. Grant me the mercy of a swift death.
I'm not gonna kill you, Benedict. Where am I?
No.
Yeah, I didn't think so.
Neither father nor mother would stand for the killing of a loyal retainer. The rest of us shall make our way to Hyzante in secret. You will remain here. Lead the people out of the Wolffort domain before the Hyzantean army assaults this castle, and keep them safe.
These are your orders, in exchange for sparing my life?
These are not orders, and there is no exchange to be made. This is the last thing I will ever ask of you as my steward and loyal friend of House Wolffort.
And so, you follow in the footsteps of Lord Simone and Lady Destra. Leaving me behind with the most arduous tasks.
Yeah, that is true, actually.
I shall rise to the occasion, my lord. I shall do whatever is required to see that the Wolffort name and its people survive.
Which is what Simone told him to do, and Lady Destra told him to watch out for Serenoa. So those are two very difficult, lifelong things that you have to have as far as a task. It's very easy to just kind of say something like that and then just kind of die, but...
Should House Wolffort lose its lord, I shall lead the house forward in your stead.
have no doubt you will.
Benedict has left the party. Yep, Benedict left the party. That was pretty huge.
Benedict.
Not that huge, because, like, I don't even really use Benedict like that, but still, very impactful story-wise.
Mule-headed fool.
We've each made our choices. Now we must walk the path we believe is right.
Yes.
King Roland, this decision means casting Glenbrook aside. I know I cannot ask you to come with me, but will you agree to see to the salt crystals?
No. I am sorry, my friend. But I am not worthy to oversee such an important task.
Of course you are. You have always striven to be fair and just.
You hold me much too high in regard. Our conversation earlier made me realize the truth. My faith was misguided, as were my actions. I believed exacting vengeance upon Aesfrost would be proof enough I was Glenbrook's rightful king. But I gave no thought to the bloody cost of revenge. This kingdom and its subjects should not have to suffer such a selfish fool upon the throne.
Then, you will come with me?
I shall. Not as your king, but as your friend. If I can help those in need, that is enough. Glenbrook has the geographical advantage, and the salt crystals. And there are a small handful of trustworthy nobles remaining. I'm certain they will ensure the people thrive, even without a king. Glenbrook is in too powerful a position for foreign powers to interfere.
Roland.
You know you aren't leaving me behind. I've come this far by your side. I'm not abandoning you now.
You have my thanks, Huette.
Frederica, don't you think you ought to make your convictions clear to your companions?
Well, it's common knowledge by now that I'm an Aesfrosti of Rosellan descent. I was a lonely child who hated that her hair was a different color from everyone else. But then I joined House Wolffort. I met Jerome and witnessed the cruelty that my fellow Roselle suffered at the source. And I learned how brave my mother was, how long and hard she fought for her people's freedom. Compared to the horrors they went through, I have lived a life of privilege and comfort. I am proud to be a Rosellan, and proud to be a Wolffort. I wish to be strong. Strong like my lady mother before me. And I wish to see her dream of freeing our people fulfilled. I understand the difficulties that lie ahead, but hope that I might have you all with me.
We will always be there beside you, Frederica.
My lord, Hyzante's army has sent a message ahead of their forces. It says, the Grand Norzelian mines must be conferred to the goddess as a divine offering.
An offering? Sounds more like an ultimatum.
Precisely. If we refuse to relinquish the mines, they'll put the Wolffort domain to the sword.
Then we've no time to waste. We must make ready to leave at once.
Benedict.
I leave the rest in your hands, Anna.
All these years I have watched you. I may not be able to replace you, but I will do my best.
Loath as I am to burden you with such responsibility, that is heartening.
This ain't the Benedict I know. Come on, where's your usual glower?
You never change.
Huh, I should hope not. Defending House Wolffort calls for consistency. And defend Wolffort I shall, even in your absence.
I shall hold you to it. Both of you.
I'm telling you, we've got it under control.
Your voice hasn't gotten any quieter.
Sorry. Parting ways with a friend always gets me worked up.
Thank you for seeing me off, you two. Farewell.
What of the Hyzantian forces?
They haven't entered the domain yet. If we act now, we could sneak around them and reach the capital.
Focused as they are on seizing the salt crystal deposits, I'd wager their domestic defenses are at a minimum.
If we can get into the capital and have the Roselle and the Source take up arms, we should stand a fair chance of helping them escape.
But Hyzante is wary of Serenoa for keeping the salt crystals from them, despite his position as one of the Saintly Seven. They may be short-handed, but if they spot him, we'll never make it inside.
We can use the Consortium cart to slip unnoticed into the capital.
The wagon from Claris? Are you sure we can trust the Consortium?
Yes. If only because this benefits both us and him. In exchange, I told him what secrets we learned of Aesfrost and Hyzante.
You mean you told him of Dragan's murder and the illicit salt trade? I hope he understands those secrets must never leave his lips.
He understands. Once people learn of the salt crystals, Norzelia will change. And the Consortium will have a new role to serve. Now that they know, they will be better prepared to negotiate their position. They agreed to help us as a show of gratitude.
You've thought this through. Well done, Anna.
What of our things,
Benedict already.
Stored safely within the cart, of course.
Things? What things?
The explosives we found in the tunnel.
After we've gotten the Roselle to rise up, we'll set sail from the harbor and make for the Folk's Domain, to the Great Falls. To make sure no one follows us, we'll blow up all the other ships in the harbor as we leave.
Frederica and I devised the plan ourselves.
A perfect way to make an escape with so many people.
Wise of you to make for the Folk's Domain. It's distant enough. You'll have plenty of time to hide.
Aye, about as far south as you can get. No better place, if your end goal is Centralia, too.
It's a good plan. We shall do what we can to make sure it succeeds.
Crafty as ever, you Wolfforts. I'm glad to be on your side.
But one problem remains. How do we get the Roselle and the Source to turn against their captors? If we can't win their trust, all this is for naught.
We need some way of persuading them. And quickly, too.
The Roselle and our
Let me
domain.
worry about that.
Right?
I can find the words to convince them.
No, we're just gonna talk to them.
I am my mother's daughter, after all.
All right. I know you'll figure something out, Frederica.
There is one more thing. Huette, I'll need to send a bird.
Of course, my lady. Where to?
The Rosellan village.
Yep.
I'd like to tell Jerome and the others of our plan. I would have them meet us at the Great Falls.
Agreeing to such a thing means they will have to give up the lives they enjoy now. Do you think they will come?
Oh yeah, for sure.
I cannot say.
To rescue the other Roselle?
Regardless, I owe it to them to let them know Hyzante is invading.
Indeed. Let us send word and see what they have to say.
Upon learning of the salt crystal deposits, Hyzante quickly musters her forces. They march upon the Wolffort domain, intent on seizing control of the mine. Serenoa decides to take this as an opportunity to free the Roselle enslaved at the Source. But that decision leads to Benedict's departure from House Wolffort. Still grappling with grief over parting ways with their friend, Serenoa and the others make for the Hyzantian capital. There, amidst a land in turmoil, they hope to help the Roselle rise up against their oppressors.
There's some optional stuff here in Hyzante. I mean, Aesfrost. Alright, so during that cutscene, Cheesy Steve asked, how long do you think it'll take to get to Pi's level of points? It's actually very easy to do. You're going to take your calculator. Or you can even just type this into Google. And you're going to take Pi's number of points. And then you're going to subtract the points that you already have. And then you're going to divide it by like 2,000. That's how many times you have to win in a row. Or every time you win, you get 2,000 points. And then you got to take that number, and then you got to divide it by 30 seconds, because that's how long the cooldown is, because you can only gamble once every 30 seconds. But then that gives you only the number of seconds that it takes for you to get to Pi's number of points. Seconds are kind of annoying to deal with. It's better to do something like years. So, you're gonna have to divide by the number of seconds in a minute, which is 60, the number of minutes in an hour, which is another 60, and the number of hours in a day, that's 24, and then the number of days in a year, 365.25, because sometimes you get these half years. And when you put all that together, it will take you 4,757 years for you to constantly be playing Gamble non-stop and winning every single one of them in a row before you reach Pi's number of points. So that's how long it'll take. Yeah, time to give up. I told you that like 2 weeks ago that's a really big number. And that number is actually so big, that's not even how many points Pi has. He actually has more points than that. That's just the biggest number that Streamlabs is able to show when you use that command. Alright, let's see this side story here. Hyzante makes for the mines as Wolffort heads to the source. But how will the duchy respond?
Archduke Gustadov, we received word from Wolffort. XM's forces have crossed into their domain.
So they know of the salt crystals. Then battle is inevitable. How will House Wolffort respond?
I should think it obvious they will attack us. Their lord is one of the Saintly Seven, after all.
I am unconvinced of that. Perhaps they will offer us salt crystals to secure our alliance.
Those were two of the options.
To what end?
History is changing around us as we speak. If Wolffort wishes to guide the shape our future takes, he will need all the help he can get. He can choose to submit to Hyzante's tyranny, or work with us to bring freedom to our land. Or He might choose to take advantage of the chaos.
Well, Gustave is smart.
Will you follow in Lady Orlea's footsteps, Frederica?
That's Orlea, not Aurelia.
Somehow I doubt it.
Your pardon, Archduke.
It's nothing. I let my thoughts wander too far. Whatever path Wolffort chooses, they all lead to war. Ready our forces.
Let's see if there's another mental mock battle here. Nope. We are all mental mock battled out. Huh. Oh, I need 14. I thought I needed 4, and I was like, that's kind of interesting that that's all I need. Could you imagine us giving up Frederica and all the points that we've put into her so far? Ability range +1 would be kind of nice. Grants an ally the ability to recover 1 time after falling in battle. I kind of want to get that. That'd be pretty useful. Superior Stone, we need 2 of them. I don't think I have enough money for that. Also, let's take a look at the equipment that we have. We actually have new items for sale now. HP bracelet. Increase HP by 50, that's a lot. Normally it's up by 10. And grants immunity to poison. Increases strength by 3 and immunity to instant death. Magic attack by 3, immunity to silence. Physical defense by 4, immunity to paralysis. Magic defense by 4, immunity to sleep. Accuracy by 5, immunity to blindness. Evasion by 5, immunity to temptation. Speed by 3, immunity to mobility. Speed bracelet is kind of broken. Like, that would not be that terrible. It's crazy that I've never bought a single one of these items. Like, none. Oh, by 4. You only increase the attacks by 4, not by... Oh, well, the attacks are by 3. And then the defenses are by 4. Like, the evasion boost would be crazy. 5 evasion? Like, here's the difference in evasion on the roster here. Like, an evasion of 5 would move you from being as evasive as Eridor to being more evasive than Piccoletta. That would bring you... like, 2 of those is 10. And that would make any one of these characters almost the most evasive character that I have. Going from 28 to 38. But probably I would go with speed anyway, because speed is broken. Especially increasing it by 3. Going from 25 to 28. Like, you go from being like a normal speed class character to being like the fastest thing that I have, besides Anna. And more speed means more turns. So, you know, having more turns is like way more important than like dealing more damage on your turn, or, you know, living for, you know, 2 or 3 turns. I'm saying that I'm number 1 for now because they cheated. Well, here's the thing. You used a command to get all your points, right? Like, the people that are, like, Mr. True Gonzo, the person that's currently number 4 on the list, or not number 4, then now number 5, they got their points by just watching, and you just get points by watching and chatting, and nothing else. Same with Marcus Mark and Felix. Perry actually paid for his points though, so technically that's not the same. But Lil Gang also got his from just watching. So did you cheat? Is Mr. True Gonzo also actually number 1? Yeah, giving evasion rings to Anna would be hilarious. I'd probably give speed rings to everyone else though. What was it, 5 speed or was it 3 speed? I think it's 3 speed. Yeah, 3 speed. Even still, 3 speed is a lot. Interesting. I kind of like this stat because, like, Gila always is like low enough leveled so that she's in the backup list or the backup team, but she's also one of the favorites. Like, how are you gonna go into battle without a healer, you know? We get these numbers up though. Probably the next playthrough we're going to cut off the top, let's say 4 characters. So we'll find another set of characters to care about. It's gonna be difficult, especially, you know, we're gonna have to have like Narv and Hasabara as our healers instead of Gila, or even worse, Medina. Evil Stormy probably uses Medina. Buying healing items instead of equipment to upgrade your characters. I'm surprised that we didn't get much use out of Esna. Izana, I mean. No, anything but Medina. We'll see, we'll see. It might happen. I think that it would be fitting for an Evil Stormy playthrough that Medina is the most used character, even though she completely has the complete opposite convictions as Evil Stormy. Like, real Stormy loves Medina's character, but she's just like so useless in combat. As someone that doesn't like using consumables, like, that's the worst character to give me. Alright, let's see what we got here. The people of Wolffort, anxious at the sudden turn of events, are relieved when a familiar face appears before them. I sure hope that familiar face is Benedict. Oh, and Edor gathers the saints to discuss how Hyzante will deal with both the mines and House Wolffort. Let's see to our people first.
What? You want us to leave the city?
You couldn't have told us this sooner? I've got a family to worry about.
I understand I ask much of you, but a bloody battle is nigh. You must be ready to evacuate if it comes to it.
But where is our lord? Won't he protect us?
Lord Serenoa marches toward an even fiercer conflict than what we face here. He left me to protect the people of Wolffort in his stead. I ask that you trust in our house and do as I bid.
All right then. I suppose we'll start packing.
Your mastery at matters of war has kept us safe this long. If you say we need to leave, that's what we'll do.
You have my thanks. I've one more thing to ask of you. Something I'd like each of you to make.
What is this? Alright. Let's see what the Saints have to say. Given how evil we're going to be, I'm sure we're going to find a Poison Master.
Minister Exham's forces ought to be crossing into Wolffort's domain any moment now.
Also, let me just say this because we might not hear this very often anymore. I love the Saintly Sevens theme. Like the violin that's going through here. It's so good.
Will it be war, or will they relinquish the salt crystal deposits without resistance?
I think we have no cause for worry. Minister Serenoa is one of our saintly seven, after all.
Nevertheless, we cannot be certain what he will choose. Whoever controls those salt crystals controls the future of all Norzelia. Knowing that, you truly think he would give them up without a fight?
Minister Lila is right. He may very well decide to ally with Aesfrost and rise up against us. I made sure Minister Exham understood he may very well be marching to war.
Wolffort is a prideful house. If we apply too much pressure on them, they may hold out simply out of principle.
That is totally true.
Honestly, they are more trouble than they are worth. It almost makes me wish we could turn them and Aesfrost against each other.
That is something else to consider. We could even promise them the Roselle's freedom, should they triumph over the duchy.
A fine proposition. The best outcome would be to have them destroy Aesfrost for good.
And in doing so, they'd be destroyed themselves. Surely you would not wish for such slaughter.
Soft hearts have no place here, Minister Camsel. We fight for control of all Norzelia.
And we must fight to win. Our troops will need Elfric, Minister Lila.
Whew.
See that they have it.
Of course. I'll see to any final adjustments at the Ministry of Medicine.
One last request completed. So far, all of Chapter 17, we haven't had a single battle yet. It's all super just story-based. We've been going for like 2.5 hours. The only battle that we had was the mental mock battle from earlier. I'm here for it, though.
Concealed aboard Claris's consortium cart, Serenoa and his retinue slip out of the Wolffort domain past Exham's forces and make for the Hyzantean capital.
Smooth dodge
As
there.
soon as they arrive, they review the particulars of their plan to lead the Roselle in revolt.
Oh. That was the end of Chapter 17 back then. Well, that's interesting. That changes things.
Scouts are reporting the Hyzantean army has crossed into the
The
Wolffort
goal
domain.
for tonight was to finish Chapter
The
17,
force is commanded
and
by
we
Minister
did.
Exham, and is many times larger than what they used when we marched on the Crown City.
So, and we even had a battle. So maybe we'll do Chapter 18 next. But yeah, this was pretty nice. I enjoyed today's stream. We got to see kind of what the end game is. We probably still have a ways to go though. I'm pretty sure that at this point it feels like we're probably going to have 20 chapters. Like 18 will be freeing the Roselle, 19 will be fleeing to Centralia, and then 20 will just be cutscenes of what happens in the aftermath, as a guess. So it should be pretty good. Realm Story has been here since the beginning. Why is he 9th place from watching? Year 24/7. Well, the real question is, you know, what about me? Like, I've actually been here since the beginning. Stormy has not. How long did that take? It felt like months and months. You've been doing it for 2 weeks. It has not even been close to months and months. So yeah, I'm 14th on my own list there. And so the reason why Stormy is up there pretty high is because they chat a lot. And you get some amount of points for watching, some amount of points for chatting. Obviously you could gamble to get points. You can use the heist command to get more points. If you were to donate, then you would get points as well. That's mostly it. I can also give out points. I have the power of doing that. Yeah, that's kind of... There's all sorts of things for that. So yeah, I think that we're going to call it for now. We've met our goals for tonight, and it's late. So I'm going to end it here. We'll be back tomorrow with Super Smash Brothers, probably. Yeah, probably Smash. I want to do Smash at least. I have some chores I need to do. I don't know how long that's going to take. And then after Smash, I'll probably play more Triangle Strategy. And then also on Sunday, we'll be playing more Triangle Strategy. I just pretty much think that if I'm streaming on a day, it's probably going to be Triangle Strategy from here on out. So if you enjoyed today's stream, be sure to leave a like. And if you want to see more from me, be sure to subscribe. Have a good night, everyone. I will see you next time. Take care, and goodbye.